And we're live. Welcome to another exciting edition of the SuperFly Experience, Season 3, Episode 11. With your host, with the most, the podcast god, SuperFly Johnny Lee. And tonight we got a great episode for you. But first, let me introduce to my left. We got the man himself, the myth and legend. We got Big Beard Dudley.
What's up, podcast world?
And of course, you see to my right, we see Kris Krow, the undeniable one.
Yes, sir. Daddy's back in the studio.
How you been, brother?
Man, I've been great. Recovery's coming along. I was already in town for a little bit, so I wanted to slide through the studio, give an update to everybody.
Heck yeah, brother. I mean, last time we saw you, you were EWA champion, and unfortunately you had to vacate it. How's that been for you since then?
Man, I'm just going to be straight up with you. It's been up and down. You know, there's a little bit of time period where I'm like, maybe it's that time to hang it up, you know. This first time being injured, and I didn't know what the future held for the undeniable Kris Krow, but everything happens for a reason, and I think I needed a break. I needed time away. I needed people to start remembering, hey, man, Kris Krow is that fucking dude. So when the time is right, I'm coming back for everything, and I mean everything that I never lost. I want it all back.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about, because
And your fans are ready for you to come back.
Oh, yeah, man, dude. My fans.
I was just at EWA this weekend. They're wearing your shirts. They're talking about you. They're ready for your comeback.
Oh, yeah, man, dude. My fans are something else. The support and the straight up just, like, excitement for the return of Kris Krow is overwhelming at sometimes, because I have so many people in my DMs like, hey, I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you to come back to EWA. I have people ready for me to come back to Georgia, Tennessee. My name is getting pretty much spotted everywhere now again, because it's getting closer. I don't know when, but it is coming closer. It's time for me to be back in the ring.
Nice.
that's right. And plus, whoever's that EWA champion needs to understand, you didn't lose it. They're just on borrowed time, holding what is still yours, basically.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Johnny. So, I don't give a damn who you are. Who's champion? Adrian Alexander, the new champion Nate. Who else is there? Alex Angel.
Yep.
Who else we got? We got Mike Howard.
Yeah, my character could be a
Yes.
contender as well.
Well, guess what? All them people in the locker room needs to buckle up, especially you, Nate. Because if you're still champion by the time I come back, I'm aiming for you.
Whew.
I want my title back. I don't care who you are. I don't care how liked you are by the fans. Guess what? The fans love them some Kris Krow. They are ready for the return of the king, the undeniable one. And that's what's going to happen. The roof's going to blow off that place. I don't care where it's at. Richmond, Danville, anywhere in Kentucky. Hell, it could be here in Lexington. Everybody is ready for me.
That's right, because you've been out with that injury, but from the videos I've been seeing, it looks like you're already in tip-top shape again.
Oh, yeah. I've been watching them videos you've been putting out, man. Hitting the gym. I saw you back in the ring, hitting the ropes, attacking that mat. Man, you looking hungry, man.
Man, it is totally a different game now. I've never really been out of the ring. I've never been injured. It's always been grind mode 24/7. But since this injury has given me some time to really think and really soul search, you can say. And, man, that drives back, you know, things that's in my personal life, professional life. It's driving me. It's making something back in me come back to life. That drive I have for professional wrestling is 100% back. Meaning, I'm in a whole different ball game now. I'm in a whole different mindset. I am ready to attack professional wrestling all over again. And that means the whole game is mine again.
And they best be on the lookout, because you're not just settling for contemporary stuff. You're also coming for the best of the best out there inside the business. Who has gained your attention here lately?
Honestly, my eyes on all the championships I had to vacate, not lose. I was never pinned, submitted, knocked out, nothing. I had to vacate the EWA championship, the AWF heavyweight championship up in Ringo, Georgia.
Yeah.
The undisputed championship up in Crossville, Tennessee for Resolute. I had to vacate them all, not lose them, vacate them because of one injury. And guess what? That injury is from carrying each and every company on my back, and my shoulders finally blew out from doing it.
Whew.
Guess you could say I'm the only one who can do their damn job, but guess what? That's great. Congratulations to all the new champions. But when Kris Krow comes back, I'm just going to make it quite simple. And excuse the language, Johnny, but I'll make everyone my bitch.
Ooh. I mean, that's strong words because we already know that you never lost those titles. They're basically just on borrowed time because you never lost them. They're all holding their titles. But the undeniable Kris Krow is coming for each and every one of them.
You're right.
You heard it. If you got a title around your waist, you got a target on your back.
That's an understatement. It really is because no one's ready. When I got injured, I was not mentally in the game. I was physically wore out. I was dealing with minor little injuries no one knew about. But this big one, it's really it's brought something back to life. Something I haven't seen in years. Something's got the heartbeat going again. So that's what makes me the most dangerous man in the independent scene right now. Because now you just got to count your time down. If you're champion, if you're not a champion, oh well, you're just in my way now.
Exactly.
That's quite simple as that.
Plus, there's wrestlers that's always talking about they want a piece of you. Ever since they've been hearing that Kris Krow could be on his way back any time now, there's been wrestlers like Kenneth Gaines talking about he wants to get his hands on Kris Krow. Guys like Steel Wool that want to get their hands on Kris Krow. Anyone that's inside those locker rooms is looking at Kris Krow because they know that as soon as you get inside that roster, they're already done for because you're a big threat to them.
Yeah, man, and don't get me wrong, I see all the new guys, you know, like Kenneth Gaines, OG Ugly, some of them new kids. The same thing goes for them. Welcome to the business. I'm about to whoop that ass, get you in the back of the line, and make you realize that I am the untouchable one. I am the unbelievable one. I'm the undeniable one. But hell, all of you can probably just call me daddy at this point. Ooh.
Those big words, everyone's going to have to call you daddy by the end of it because they all think that they're big shot, but once they stand across from Kris Krow, they find out real fast who is their daddy.
Exactly, man. And like I said, you know, the last 5 months, give or take, that I've been out with injury, mindset has been a little bit all over the place. You know, there's doubts when you come back from injury.
Yeah.
Like, can I still do it? Can I still perform at the top level I was? Because, hell, you remember, both of you remember, the match I was supposed to be scheduled to have was against Myron Reed.
Yep.
And I got injured a couple weeks prior.
That's right.
Exactly.
That would have been the match to everyone that needed to check out, watch real close, because I would have pushed Myron to the limit. Myron would have pushed me to the limit, but that is what this game's all about, becoming the best. But the reality of it is, I am the best. I've already proven myself in the last few years that I'm the best. No tag team, nothing like that, no help. It's about Kris Krow proving why he is the man, why he is the king, why I am Mr. Independent.
That's right.
And like I said, back for a while, you know, luckily I have a good support system. And, you know, this person has literally pushed me to remember who I am. This person has literally, you know, straight up just told me up front, and I never had somebody tell me this up front, hey, you are this good. You are the guy, you know. And I would consider this person my best friend pretty much because no one has ever really stuck by me like this person has. And that's what's really pushed me to this new level of mine, mentally, physically. And that's what makes me, again, like I said, more dangerous than I was last year, 2 years ago, 4 years ago. Something's new inside me, and I've not felt this ever. So to that person, thank you, because you've really rejuvenated Kris Krow. Kris Krow is reborn, you can say.
That's right.
We all owe that person a very big thanks.
And you know, I knew that when you got the injury, yes, it'd make doubt come to your head. But, as they say, injury just gives you time to think. and you reevaluated who Kris Krow is. And this is a Kris Krow that is brand new, a Kris Krow that's brought out something they didn't think they could go back to. You're going to get more vicious, you're going to get more meaner, you're going to be showing each and every one of your opponents why they should not be thinking that they could just roll over Kris Krow.
And that's the
They better roll over 4. Kris Krow.
Exactly.
You better roll over. You might as well just lay on your back, take the 3 count.
Yeah, that's right, because you're not going to wait. You're going to take it. If they got a championship, you're going to take that too. If they got pride, you're going to take that away from them. Their ego, you're going to take that away from them, because when they stand across from undeniable Kris Krow, they find out just how undeniable you are. And this brand new one, we can't wait to see unleash himself upon them.
And that's the thing, man. You know, my whole mindset's been on 3 words. It's being reset, rebuild, and reclaim. You know, and it goes for so many different things, mentally, physically. How I think about it is I have a brand new theme song I've already have out right now.
Oh, nice.
And it's completely writing everything new. It's burning my past down. It's bringing the new future alive. Same thing. I'm getting new gear made. Everything's all new. Everything's going to be brand new because I want everyone to know the Kris Krow you're seeing when I come back is the new version, the final version. And that means there's no stopping me. There's no running over me. I'm not rolling over for anybody. I'm not laying down for anybody. All of you can do that for me, and you can bow down to the king.
That's right. And folks, I'm telling you, if you thought Kris Krow couldn't get any better, just wait till he does return, because I've seen the videos. You're running those ropes like you never missed a day. You're driving your back into the mat. And that's all after that shoulder injury. You're hitting that mat as hard as you can. That tells me you're already on the level to become something more.
Yeah, I'm glad you really brought that up, because so a lot of people don't know the extent of this injury of mine, and I'd like to go into it. So a lot of people think it was just a dislocated shoulder.
Yeah.
At first it was. I rushed it back a week later. Felt great using the ropes to warm up, and I ripped the shoulder out myself the second time.
Oh.
I finished the match because it was literally right when the guy was making his entrance. I ripped it out myself.
Oh,
My God.
Finished the match, 1, 2, 3. I retained my title up in Georgia, but I knew something was off again. It was wrong. So I go get it checked out again, get it reset, and they're pretty much like, hey, get an MRI done. There's a good chance you might need surgery. But let's just see what the MRI says. I get the MRI done. About a week later, they get the results. They pretty much tell me, hey, how do you feel? I'm like, oh, I feel great. Full mobility's back in the shoulder. I'm starting to work out again. They looked at me weird. They were like, what do you mean? I was like, I have it all back. They were like, you're not supposed to have that much mobility or anything right now. And I'm lifting it above my head, everything. So they were like, your paperwork says something different. And they showed me the paper, man, and like, it was like 4 or 5 things listed. It was a major tear on the top of the labrum, major tear in the middle of the labrum, small one in the rear, and a tiny rip into my bicep.
gee.
Oh, shit.
So they're like, you're going to need surgery, you know, because especially you're an athlete, so you're going to need surgery. Well, you know, things happen, and I just said, you know what, screw it. Made an impromptu appointment, asked her, hey, is it impossible to do without surgery? You know, and she's like, well, how much mobility do you got? I'm like, I got it all. How much strength do you got? It's pretty much right back at 85% already. This is back in January, so 2 months after. She's like, well, it's not impossible. It's rare, but it's not impossible. She's like, deal with the fact you have that much mobility and movement and strength already. There's a good chance you might be one of those rare ones.
Yeah.
Do it. So I took that as a challenge, and that's something I've really been getting back into, challenge myself for the last 5 months. And, you know, I was like, all right, when I get told I can't, best believe I'm going to go even further and proving you wrong.
That's right.
And, you know, that's what I did. I was like, you know, all right. So I started rehabbing with the bands. I started working out even harder. And I constantly have done that every single day, every week for the last 5 months. And I started getting more recovery time. I started even doing that cupping therapy
Yeah.
And it's pulling a lot of toxins, a lot of blood where it needs to go. So that's helping a lot, man. I mean, I just trained earlier today in the ring, and that's the video you guys saw. And I'm like, you know what? It comes quite simple. And this is how I think. This is how my mindset goes. Don't be a bitch about it, Krow. Bump.
That's right.
And, you know, at first, back a couple training sessions ago, I was keeping my arm tucked just to keep it safe. Now I'm starting to really bump with my arms out. It's starting to, that mobility's starting to come back. The speed's starting to come back. I even impressed myself today with how fast I was getting. Because I'm probably faster, stronger, more athletic now than I was before I got injured.
Man.
And that's what's really pushing me to remind everyone why I am the best, why I'm the greatest, really. If you really think about it, look at all my promos, all my matches before I got hurt for the last, let's just say, a year. Everybody was talking about them for a couple days, a week, a month. I always put on banger after banger. That's what Kris Krow's all about, making sure you remember my name, making sure you tell your friends to remember my name. Guess what? I've been on TV, I've been on YouTube, I've been everywhere pretty much, and that's just getting started. I want it all back. I want the world to know my name. So if that comes with WWE, AEW, TNA, so what? I'm going to make sure the whole world knows the name Kris Krow.
Hell yeah.
And plus, they'd be a fool to ignore you because sounds like you really do have a rarity about you because your full recovery feels like it's been going fast because you're already hitting those bumps, hitting them as hard as you can, speeding up. When I was watching that video, I was thinking, damn, that's quick because we're already past the point of no return because now it seems like you're already at peak condition.
So I would say this, how I'm feeling now feels great. You know, bumping, hitting the ropes, I'll tell you this, everything's ahead of schedule.
Nice.
Everything's ahead of schedule. Big thing about me is I don't like doctors. I don't like hospitals.
Yeah.
So when you say, hey, you're not going to be able to go back to wrestling unless you have the surgery, cool. I'm going to take your words, shove them, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to prove you wrong, and I'm going to prove everyone wrong because, you know, believe it or not, Kris Krow does have a couple little doubters, haters, you can say.
Of
but
course.
Pretty much it's no secret everyone loves Kris Krow. You've seen it at EWA, you've seen it online. My DMs are filled with people like, man, when are you coming back? When are you going to be back? I'm ready to see you. Take what's yours. But, you know, to the people that still doubts and hates and pretty much just does all this, keyboard warriors. You know,
That's right.
Y'all never don't know what I've been through my whole life, even through this 5-6 months I've been out with injury so far. It's cool. What's that phrase? The people that hates the most or doubts the most is the most jealous.
Exactly.
Is the most insecure.
That's right.
And guess what? Hey, I get it. If I was in their shoes, I'd be jealous too.
Because they wish that they were Kris Krow.
Yeah.
Something I've
That's
always
all
said,
it is.
Something I've always said is, if you don't have haters, you're not doing it right.
Exactly. And like, man, and this goes in my professional life of wrestling, my personal life. I literally believe I am the fucking best. And
And you should believe.
Yeah, and that's the problem with a lot of people nowadays. They don't have that confidence about themselves. They want to like, I don't know if I am. I don't know if I'm doing everything I can do. I'm like, no, you need to be confident. You
Hey,
need to
yo, Jonathan Edmonds, he said, hey, yo, guys, great to see you.
Hey,
But you
great
know
to
what?
see you,
It's
John.
true. The people that hate on you, they're jealous of Kris Krow. They want to be Kris Krow because they don't have the confidence in themselves. But what they need to understand is that in professional wrestling, if you don't believe yourself to be the best, then why are you inside the business?
Dude,
That's one of the most thought out moments to have in your head is to know that you're the best, no matter what.
That's like the most true stuff I've ever heard, man. Because like, it gets to a point where, like you said, if you're in this business and you're doubting yourself, even when you have a certain amount of space in this business when you're green. The first year, 2 years, yeah, you're gonna screw up. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna think you're like, man, this ain't for me. I'm not made out for this
Exactly.
stuff. But guess what? When you get past those 2 years, the third year, like, oh, okay, some stuff's starting to go in motion. All right. Fourth year, fifth year, I'm like, okay. Luckily for me, when I started out in late 2019, man, it was just about a kid living his dream.
Yeah.
I got into it. I'm like, all right, let me give it a shot. This is what I've been wanting to do my whole life. Let's see. You know, don't get me wrong. There's been several times where I'm like, man, I really don't know. And it wasn't because of the physicality. That was no issue. It was the mental state, the psychology of things.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I don't know if I can really be one of the best here in this game. You know, but the second year rolled around. I'm like, all right, starting, okay, that's a little different. Third year rolls around, and, you know, at the time I was more teaming with a couple people and really no singles. Well, it got to a point where it was time for me to pull the heel turn. It was time for me to change the game, change the whole game of Kris Krow.
That's right.
And that's what I did back in, 2023. I pulled the shocker of the world off pretty much.
Yes, you did at New South Wrestling.
New South Wrestling. I made a decision to do me. The decision to bet on myself, and it did not disappoint. It paid off.
I was there the night they turned on his tag team partner. He beat the man's ass.
I was there as well.
And that's the thing. Look what happened. A month and a half later, became the New South Upstart Heavyweight Champion.
Yes, you did.
You fast forward it, I started taking over AMW, New South, places in Tennessee, Georgia, Kentucky. I did it all.
That's right.
Then I would say probably the last year and a half, 2 years is where I really kicked off my run. And it's when I started winning let's see which one did I win first. I won the heavyweight title in Georgia. I won the title in Crossville, Tennessee.
Yep.
Then I won the EWA championship. Then, you know, they always say when you're on the top of your game, when you're on the run of your career, something's got to happen.
Yeah.
And it brought me back down to reality. I was fighting through a lot of injuries. I was fighting through a lot of pain. A lot of people don't know that. I was fighting through a lot.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that's maybe why everyone started respecting me and cheering me on and everything, because they know how much I was putting into this business. And, dude, to be honest, I've wrestled in front of 15 people. I've wrestled in front of 800 people. I treat every match the same way. I know there's going to be certain people that be like, 15, 30 people, you don't need to do that stupid shit. You don't need to go all balls to the wall, pretty much.
Yeah.
Hey, but guess what? That's why I'm getting noticed. That's why I'm pushing the limits. That's why people's like, oh, Kris Krow is that dude. Kris Krow is the one who's making us want to buy tickets and come back. Like you just said, both of you said, you saw people with my shirt on.
That's right.
I haven't been in the ring in 5 months, and people still wearing the merch. People still commenting on Facebook. That means something.
Even now, Nancy Roberts just said, "Hi, Kris. I sure do miss you."
Hey, Nancy, I miss you too.
Nancy's one of those fans talking about you. Her, Ashley, and Ann Brett, they were talking about you. I overheard them talking, man.
Oh.
They're ready for your comeback.
Yeah, and that's one person, like, Nancy's one of those people that has checked up on me every couple times a month, almost. Hey, when are you coming back? How's the shoulder feeling? How's it rehabbing? And that's the stuff I'm talking about. You know, Kris Krow has so many fans that cares, loves, and, like, wants to see me back in that ring doing my thing. Because I do believe, and I strongly know this, I bring something to every show that's different. And people have said it's the swag I bring, it's the moves I bring, it's the intensity, the confidence.
That's right.
And, you know, I think that's what makes me a little different. That's what, you got to have this in this business. You can't just be pretty much just a boring, bland person in this business.
Exactly. Because anyone could be the same as the next guy. But it takes a lot to be different. And you have shown that you're not willing to be content with just being like another guy. Yeah. You want them to see you as more than that. And that's what you've proven since you turned heel in 2023. And I feel like being heel works better for you because babyface, you have to limit yourself. But as a heel, you've been whooping ass.
And that's the thing, man. Like, for the longest, I think that heel turn was what drew me into knowing who I am. You know, coming back, I don't care what it is, because guess what? I've realized everyone's going to love seeing me back. So I think I am at a point now, babyface, heel, probably breaking the fourth wall here with kayfabe. Oh, well.
Exactly.
Kris Krow does what he wants to do.
That's right.
I'm going to still whoop everyone's ass. I'm still going to become champion once again. I don't care when, where. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be no back of the line. I'll tell you that.
That's right.
I have rematch clauses, for God's sakes. I'm getting my stuff back.
That's right.
In fact, if Evil Nate's still champion, by the time that you come back, you're already first in line to have a match with him.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this right now, Nate, if you're watching this or you might watch it later on, I respect you. We've had a few matches already, and you've pushed me. I've pushed you, though. But if we're thinking about it, I've come out on top pretty much almost every match between us.
I don't know if you've kept up, but he's kind of changed his persona a little.
Yeah,
kind of changed it up.
The buzzsaw.
But doing the buzzsaw now.
Yeah, man. I you know what? I dig it. I like it.
So, I mean, you guys tie up again, it might be a whole new
Yeah,
matchup.
because I was facing him when he was doing the Leatherface mask gimmick and everything.
And the chainsaw.
The chainsaw. And I think Nate has reinvented himself to the point where I think he's better now.
He is. He really is.
I've watched his stuff, and I've kept it up. I've watched the last EWA stuff. Nate's on a different level than he was 6 months ago. Nate is doing his thing. So that's why I got mad respect for you. Because you did the same thing I did. You reinvented that self. You re-clicked it. You became the person you know you needed
Adaptability.
to be. Adaptability, yeah. So,
And I think that you and him step to that ring together. We're going to see a hell of a match.
oh, yeah.
But Nate Barry realized also he's not stepping into a ring with the same Crow from the past. He's stepping into the ring with a whole new Kris Krow.
You know, it's funny. I was just thinking about this about a couple weeks ago. I was thinking, I'm like, man, who do I really want to go and have a match with when I come back? And Nate is one of them. You know, there's a few people at EWA I have my eyes on. There's a few people in Tennessee and Georgia that I have my eyes on. And I think like you just said, Johnny, they're used to the old Kris Krow.
Yep.
They're expecting a very fast-paced, unorthodox Kris Krow. This Kris Krow is going to be everything mashed into one. Meaning, intensity is going to be times 10. Speed is going to be times 10. Everything you can think of, it's going to be intensified. So I don't think anyone is really ready for Kris Krow, the new version, the final version of Kris Krow.
That's right. Nancy said, take back what is rightfully yours, which is going to happen because you got first round rematches with every champion that's holding your titles.
Exactly, and I appreciate that, Nancy. I am going to take back what's rightfully mine, something I never lost. That's the thing. If you remember my run as Heritage Champion, for about 3-4 months, no one beat me.
Yeah.
You're right.
You know, and hey, I give it to where it is. Jacob Ratliff, he knocked me out with that match. He won the Heritage Champion. Guess what? He gained a new sense of respect for me. You did what a lot of people couldn't do. But I moved on. I called my shot.
You did.
I took out Cash Atkins. I entered the ladder match last year. Then I cashed in that briefcase during the Adrian and Jordan Cage match at Hardcore Havoc.
Yep, you did.
And I became champion. Then tragedy hit and I got injured. But that's cool because you know what? I'll be man enough to say I wouldn't have been able to be the champion that I knew I could be, and couldn't be the champion I knew I could be for the whole universe at EWA. So, like I said before, everything happens for a reason. This is the reason. Because everyone has the $1 million question. Krow, when are you back? Here's the $1 million answer. It's definitely going to be before this year's up.
All right.
Hell yeah.
And it's a lot earlier than a lot of people think. But, you know, I'm not coming back until I know I'm 100% ready to take what's mine. So I'm going to play little possum with a few people. Nate, whoever the heavyweight champion is, by the time I come back, enjoy it. Polish it up real nice for me, though. Keep it real warm, because when I come back, I am taking it back. That's the reality of things. The reality is, Kris Krow, this ain't the same one. It really ain't.
Exactly.
So, buckle up.
And if I was them, I'd have inside the back of my head that one day they're going to be out there wrestling with their title, and they're going to realize your music just might hit, and you just might come out there to call your shot for the next time that they defend that title. Whoever it is that's champion, they got you to deal with.
And that's the thing, you know. Like I said, it kind of goes back to people who doubts. Oh, will that shoulder hold up?
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm going to make sure that shoulder holds up. Because I'm going to have to carry around an extra 10 to 12 pounds when I reclaim what's mine.
That's right.
That's right. And you know what? For the people that doubt Kris Krow, it's only because they ain't Kris Krow. That's why they doubt. Because they wish that they had Kris Krow's confidence. They wish that they could think of themselves as the greatest. But here's the thing, no one can beat Kris Krow because Kris Krow is undeniable. Kris Krow is rare, which you've proven because here you are still doing your thing, training, go running back and forth on those ropes and hitting that mat with authority. No one else could have done that. Your doubters included. They can say what they want, but I'd like to see them try to do that with a shoulder injury like that. I doubt that they could. But you're on a whole nother level. You're undeniable.
And that's the thing, man. Like I said, about 3 months ago, I gave it thought about hanging it up. You know, it's just so much was starting to hit me all at once. You get that overwhelmed feeling. You start like, oh, man. Like I said, to that specific person I was talking about earlier, that person really put the foot up my ass. I needed, like, remember who you are. Remember this is your game. This is what you was meant for. That's what I needed. Everything else comes natural. The physicality, the speed, the mental game of it. Yeah, that's great. I needed that. I needed that push, and that push is what's going to make the difference.
You always need that support system because you always have doubters. But if you got that one person that believes in you, that's all you need because that person's going to make sure that they kick you in the ass when you're telling yourself, oh, I can't do this no more. I think that I suck. They're going to tell you, no, dumbass, look up and realize that you are Kris Krow. You are undeniable and that you can do what your mind is set to do. It's possible.
It is.
And you proved that because these training videos I've been watching, just today, that video of you run those ropes and hitting that mat, that already tells me right there Kris Krow never left. He may have had that shoulder injury, but Kris Krow has gotten better. He's gotten stronger, faster, and he is already going to make them his bitches when he comes back.
And hell, you never know. I might make that a shirt.
Exactly. And trust
I'll buy
me,
one.
I definitely buy one as well. Because, you know, while everyone else wants to talk about being great, you're making sure that you are the greatest because you put into action. You're not just saying, I am the greatest. You're showing them that you are. And that's the difference between you and your opposition.
Yeah.
And your doubters, too, because your doubters want to talk shit. But what are they doing? Have they been trying to prove that they're great, or are they just saying they're great?
And, man, that's the thing, you know. The thing is, and this is a little bit more of my personal life, like, I turn 27 next Friday, right?
That's
Yep.
birthday.
I appreciate it, man.
Happy birthday, brother.
Appreciate it. The thing is, but people's thinking I'm just with me being a little younger, because a lot of people think I'm older than I really am.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Somebody just told me they thought I was 34 last night. I'm like, hold a minute. Body feels 34, but no, man. They think just because I'm younger, I don't have no wisdom. I don't have the drive.
Yeah.
You know. But the reality is, man, I had
The maturity of it.
yeah, and that's what I was about to say, man. Like, I had to mature at a very young age. Like, I had to grow up and be an adult when I was in my teenage years, man. And, you know, I'll say probably around 15, 16 is where I had to become
The man of the house.
the man of the house. I had to become a grown adult,
Yeah.
mentally and physically, because, you know, like I said, these doubters, they don't know what I've been through. I had a rough childhood, you know, and that's what you have the decision when you do that. Be the exact same thing you went through,
Yeah.
or choose a whole different route. I chose a whole different route, and that's what led me to wrestling. That's what led me to fitness. That's what led me to being so different from pretty much everyone, is because I chose that different path. Not everyone is fucking ready to do that in life.
Exactly.
And they can go become 50, 60 years old, and they're like, I should have probably took that different route, you know? Should have done it years ago. And that's what I had to do. I had to choose a different route, push it, grind. I got to where I was all the way up to when I got injured. Then it kind of started fading, but then I had to refine that passion and that drive.
That's right.
That I had to do 10 years ago. So this just kind of goes into anybody that's getting into this business or getting into any sport, baseball, football, whatever it might be. Push it. Don't let nobody turn you down from dreams and what your wants are. Keep going for it. I don't care if it's your parents, your cousins, your friends, your therapist. I don't, whatever it might be. They say you can't. Guess what? I'm gonna take your words and shove it.
That's right.
I'm gonna take your words and literally prove you wrong and prove that I am that person. I am that person who has that drive and become what I need to be.
Exactly. You wasn't content with staying in your lane. You wanted to show that you could be more than what you was. And it's shown inside your professional wrestling career because you've won championships. You've had feuds with Zodiac, where times where you kick him inside the balls. And you and him had went to war several times.
I'm going to cut you off right there because it's funny you just brought that up. I think I posted a training video probably a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And or it might have been a picture or something. I can't remember. But Zodiac actually commented and said, "Oh, the dick kicking tour starts now." I was like, yes, it does.
And not to mention, y'all have also had some wars because that recent video that I shared where you got Jeremy suplex on the outside onto the gym floor.
Oh, yeah.
That actually happened last year before you showed your injury at the EWA event.
Yeah.
So that could happen in South Beach too because you and Zodiac might go to wars again because Zodiac did say he likes to dance with you.
Yeah, man. The dances between me and Zodiac, God, it goes all the way back to New South days.
Yep.
Well, funny enough, I did kick him back then too.
You did.
I remember that.
You know what, Zodi? I totally apologize for all the dick kicks. I know you just might still want another kid or two, so I'm gonna need to chill out with that a little bit. But think about it. That's been pretty much every match of ours. It's just like,
Yeah.
Like I've been there for all of it though. First time you started out teaming together, he's wearing his mask. At that time, he wore the blue mask, which we would call him Blueberry Zodiac. Then you turned heel, and then you and him had the feud where you fought each other. You dick kicked him then, too. Then it led all the way to EWA, where y'all rekindled the feud. And ever since then, it's been going strong. I don't think y'all ever going to stop fighting each other because I think this is a match that's made in heaven.
yeah, man. What's the in wrestling terms, wrestling soulmates?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
it's me and Zodi's that way. We can team up, which you saw at that Hardcore Habit a couple years back. We went to war several times. I think the last time we really went to war was when I speared him off the apron through the tables at the.
Yes, you did. I was there for that one.
Yeah.
That night we really pushed it to each other, like, hey, you better bring it. Crow's gonna bring it, so you better give it to me.
That's
You
right.
know? And funny enough, a lot of people don't know about this, except a couple. I actually got concussed out of that match.
Woo!
I believe it.
Because what happened was when the spear happened, back of the head hit the table. Back of the head hit the floor.
Oh, shit.
Zodi came on top of my head.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
So I was like, God damn.
It happens, though.
Yeah, man. So I was kind of a little foggy for a little bit, but yeah, man. Me and Zodi, we go at it, but we also have that same passion for it. Where
Yes.
if we need to team up, we need to deal with the same enemy. Let's do it.
That's right. But there's always going to be room where y'all going to say,
100%.
fuck it, or laying into each other.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the things. Like I think I even said this last time I was here in the studio. If you don't hit me,
I'm going to hit you 10 times
I'm gonna
harder.
hit you harder. And that's the thing I've told so many people that have wrestled. So like Zodi, I don't have to tell him that because he's like, I'm gonna hit you.
What's up, Bradley? He said, what's up? Hello, Mr. Krow.
What's going on, Bradley? But yeah, man, I just tell a lot of people, I'm like, I could just say, if you don't hit me, I'm gonna hit you harder. I'm gonna get you in that corner. I'm gonna light you up just because. But dude, I like that physical sport, and I like the physical contact of it. Like, hit me, make me feel it.
My thing is, I'll never understand the wrestlers that cry about getting hit hard like that. Because you're inside a physical combat sport. And a lot of wrestlers do love to be snug with their strikes. So why cry about it?
Dude,
Adapt to it.
You'd be surprised, man. I can't remember where this was. Honestly, it's been a while, but I got someone in the corner, and I started lighting him up with chops. And I think after like the third or fourth one, he's like, please stop. I was like, what? It made me stop in my tracks. I'm like,
I would have too.
tell me to stop.
I mean, literally, the chops are one of the most hardest things in wrestling. You're going to tell someone to stop?
Yeah, man. Like, here's the thing. I'm like, I've done so many shows, and and I'm going on later this year. It'll be 7 years for me in this business.
Yeah.
But I've done a lot of shows. I've done a lot of miles. I've put the work in, and it's getting to a point now. Like, yeah, I'm coming back to reclaim everything I want and never lost. But at the same time, the new generation that's coming up, the new kids, and they're 18, 19-year-olds,
yeah,
they're getting into it. I'm like, look, if it comes down to a day where you're standing across the ring from me, you better bring it.
Yeah.
That's right.
And if I have to tell you, hey, I have to stick my foot up your ass to get you to understand this.
Exactly.
Hey, tough love, you can say.
Because at that time, you will be the more experienced wrestler there. You're going to have to show them, hey, this is how we're going to do things. You want my respect? Then you better lay that shit in too.
Yeah, man, and I've told a few people like that has a few years less than me. I'm like, look, I'm cool. I can be cool. I can be whatever. But if you go out there and bullshit me and you don't show me something, show me some kind of fight, show me some physicality, a lot of things are going to come. I understand. I am a one snug professional wrestler.
Exactly. Because we've seen what you done to Partman Cam, like when you super kicked him inside our hallway. That was a very snug super kick.
Yeah, man, I've done a lot of screwed up things.
But that's the thing, though, in wrestling. The physicality is all about making it look good. So if you're phoning that shit in and you're throwing weak strikes like how Juso threw a weak punch at that Cameron guy over the weekend,
yeah,
people gonna be like, this shit's a work. It's way better if you actually lay that shit in.
Yeah, man. That's what hopefully like the new kids that's coming into business learns quick. Because I mean, I'll be honest, I was guilty of that for the first 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I always got told, hey, lay your stuff in a little bit more. But I think that's what came with like the heel turn.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? All right. You want to doubt me? You want to say, oh, I'm too light? I got you. Then that's when it really took off. But man, that's just one of the biggest things in the sport. Like, you got to make it look authentic, realistic.
Yes.
That's how it goes.
And plus, that's where people will know that you're not a bullshitter. Because if you're laying that shit in, then it's going to look good. But if you're throwing weak strikes and people could see that you're not even trying to lay that shit in, it's just like a weak punch,
Yeah.
then what was the point? You got to bring that physicality, because that's what this is, a physical combat sport.
It really is, man. And like, it's the same people that say, oh, it's that certain F word, fake,
Exactly.
Go screw yourselves.
Exactly. And those people don't understand.
Take
so.
a bump and then tell me it's fake.
Man, yeah.
And also, they don't understand, too. Try running those ropes. Those ropes ain't just normal ropes.
No.
Those have elevator cables inside them. So when you're running them, your back's going to get bruised no matter what. There's still seasoned wrestlers that run those ropes and get bruised.
It literally happened to me last training session I had in a ring. It's first time actually hitting ropes like that in 4 or 5 months. And, man, my back was instantly bruised.
Oh, yeah.
Within a couple minutes, I'm like, oh, I forgot how bad this hurts.
J-Mac said, sad news, heavy metal legend Van Hammer has passed away.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Van Hammer. But, it's true. The people that call it the fake word, they need to understand something. Wrestlers put their bodies on the line 24/7. there is no real off season. You're basically going out there jumping off the top rope. That could go wrong. You could hit those ropes wrong and it somehow snap your neck. You could get driven down onto the mat and take it wrong because you either forget how to tuck your chin or you somehow in the middle of an attack think that the person's going for one move, but then you think, oh, they're going for a suplex and then end up landing onto your neck. People gotta understand that.
And yeah, man, they're like prime example. So like what happened in that match where I got hurt the first time was it was a casket match.
Yeah.
And the finish was me doing the spear through the ropes to the guy into the casket.
Yeah.
Well, it was just a freak accident. My feet got caught, held on a little too long. It was pretty much my body was going to go like this. I mean, you've seen enough suicide dives for me where I can land on my feet.
Exactly.
But freak accident happened, my feet gets caught, my body turns this way.
Yeah.
So it was either, I had to make a decision, it was going to be my head or my shoulder, and I chose my shoulder.
Right.
And when I hit, it was just a concrete floor, no padding or anything. Something snapped. I was like, oh, that's not good. But, you know, I get up, I finish, close the casket, I keep whatever, I win the match. Well, you know, I throw the one up. So when I went to throw the one up, I was like, that arm's not going up. I'm like, that's not right. So I'm like, using this arm, I'm like, all right, whatever. Go straight to the back. And luckily there's an EMT that was in the crowd. And he came back, he's like, yeah, it's totally out. And, you know, it's just, there was no one to get pissed off at or anything because it's a part of the sport.
Right.
You're going to get injured. You're
That's
gonna get
right.
busted lips, black eyes. It's part of the sport. You know, it is what it is.
Omega just popped in. He said, greatest rivalry on the Indies. Kris Krow versus Zodiac's Nuts.
That should have been match of the year, feud of the year.
5-star match.
Exactly.
5-star match.
Because you always know when Kris Krow and Zodiac meet, there's always going to be a boot to Zodiac's Nuts.
You guys start wearing a cup.
But, you know, that's true. Freak accidents do happen because sometimes your feet will get caught on those ropes. A lot of people don't understand that when they're watching wrestlers slip on the ropes, they don't understand that the ropes do get wet a lot from sweat.
Yeah.
So when you do slip, it's because of that.
That's the thing, like, man, like, either water, like, some people use baby oil.
Exactly.
Yeah, still a little
No
weird,
baby oil.
baby oil. I might just get a little weird in here, but, you know.
I know, right?
But, no, those ropes get so slick, man. And a lot of people don't know that. From like, they're just looking from the outsider's perspective. Oh, he botched or he messed up. No, man, there's so much room for error.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Like even like WWE, for example, man, people said the ropes are slick. You know, this sport is so filled with, like I said, room for error, room for injury.
That's
So
right.
you have to know what you're doing, be aware, and be able to adapt to what you need to do.
That's right. There's a reason why we stress that you need to get training, because if you don't get training, you'll find out real fast just how bad things can go from 1 to 100.
Dude, yeah, and that's, like I said, I can drive it right back to how I got injured. The match was really great, the one I was having in the casket match. And
Yep.
It just came to the last 5 seconds and everything went to hell.
Yeah, that's how fast it can go, because y'all were having that great match, and then when your feet got caught on that rope, that's when the match went from good to having a very bad ending.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like, I'm not one of these guys. I mean, like, yeah, it would have been smart. Like, if it wasn't the end of the match, oh, yeah, I probably would have finished it, but that would have been stupid on my part. But,
Yeah.
you know, all of us wrestlers are a little stupid to be doing this.
Yeah.
But no, man, it's just, I finished it. It's just how I'm wired.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to make sure you guys get the last bit of money you spend on these tickets and give your money's worth.
I mean, that is the professional wrestler way, because wrestlers will make sure to finish a match even though they're injured.
Yeah, man, and like I said, when I got injured the second time a week later, I knew instantly. I'm like, yeah, this one's totally worse. But I'm like, that's where I had to make a call. Like, hey, I'm gonna do this match, but
Yep.
I'll take the repercussions after I know what's coming. So It's not gonna be able like, oh, I'm gonna be back in a couple weeks. No.
The people's got to understand that when y'all do that, when y'all are willing to go out there and still do the match, even when you got the injury, they need to shut their mouth and just enjoy the fucking show, because y'all are literally going out there with an injury and putting on entertainment for their pleasure. They need to understand that wrestlers do suffer injuries all the time, because wrestling can be dangerous as hell.
Dude, it really is. I mean, look at Edge, for example, broken neck.
Yeah.
And he had to retire for like 9 years, 10 years, whatever it was. And, you know, there's so many people now, like even since I've gotten injured, I've seen so many people get injured on the independent scene. Either shattered ankle, messed up knee. I've seen a couple people get the same injury as me.
Exactly.
You know? So there's always that room, like, or a fact knowing, like, hey, there's a good chance I'm getting injured.
Yeah.
But if you know what you're doing and not, you know, I was willing to throw it all on the line every single match, and that's what caught up with me. You know, 6.5 years of doing that.
Of course.
It's fine. It kind of like caught up with me. But,
Yes, it tends to do that.
yeah, so, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, the first few months was hard, but you get past the first few months, man, it's home run then.
That's right. And here's the thing. A lot of players that probably got injured, they would have been thinking, I'm going to just quit. You, on the other hand, you had someone to tell you, hey, stop thinking that way. You're Kris Krow. You're undeniable. Get your ass back to doing what you love.
Yeah, man. And
A lot of players don't got that.
And I'll do that's the thing. Is like I cannot give this person enough praise. Words and actions are never going to be enough to like show my appreciation, because I've never been that type of person to be like, hey, I need, you know,
Positive affirmation.
yeah, man. Like I've never been that type of person. I've always been like in my own zone and stuff. But like when this injury came along, man, and I've known, like I already known I've been this way for so long, but that person pushing me and like really doing what that person needed to do, like to remind me who I am, and like, hey, this isn't like the ending. It's just a setback.
Right.
And man, I'm forever grateful for that. So,
That's right.
It's a speed bump on the racetrack.
yeah, exactly.
That's
you know,
right.
Just a really long speed bump.
Yeah.
And what people's got to understand is that injuries, they do happen a lot in wrestling, because unlike other sports, wrestlers have it a whole lot more dangerous. People think that football, hockey, and all that are dangerous. How about they try and do what a wrestler would do? Get inside the ring and try to run those ropes. Take a flat back bump.
Yeah.
Maybe do a backflip onto the canvas and find out just how hard it is. Because let me tell you, for all those that think there's a trampoline, I've helped set up rings, and trust me, it's wood and steel.
Exactly.
So when you are driving your backs onto it, that bounce that they're seeing is
But
only
Johnny-
because there's no support underneath that middle.
But Johnny, what about that layer of padding they put on top?
Oh,
Oh, that is
I'm so glad you brought that up, man. I was thinking about this the other day. Man, I have heard so many people like talk about, oh man, I know it's just like a pillow. I'm like, if you consider this much padding,
Yeah, right.
I've taken a flat back butt myself at full speed, because at KWF I ran the ropes and slammed my entire back into the mat. And let me tell you, that thin padding does not fucking help.
and that's what, like, man, and like that's just why I try to remind people. I'm like, if you know my style, it was a lot of stuff off the top rope.
Yes.
So like, let's say the cutter, the blockbuster, you know,
Yep.
that's how much impact I'm taking to my back on
Right.
a weekly basis.
Exactly.
So I'm like, and I'm just, it's funny when people are like, oh, it takes one bump. They're like, no, this stuff hurts. I'm like, yeah, exactly.
And then you add the weapons to it as well. They think the weapons are fake. Guess what?
Yeah.
The weapons are not.
Bro, and like, I actually had somebody ask, they're literally just generally curious. And they're like, are those chairs props?
Oh yeah, we just go to the prop
Yeah,
chair. Prop chairs are us,
We just get there. We find these good looking prop chairs that look like they're real steel, but they're actually just foam. Take it to my back.
I literally told one of them, I was like, look, you know those chairs you see at Walmart, the steel ones? They're like, yeah. I was like, Exactly.
Yeah, that's the one.
I was like, take one to the back. Let me know how that feels.
And also the kendo sticks are made of bamboo, so when you're getting hit with them,
Man.
that you're literally hearing the sound of a real bamboo stick hitting someone's body.
I will tell you this. I have done almost every weapon in this sport. Chair, tables, ladders. If you remember last year, I got busted open from the ladder.
Yep.
You know, the kendo stick has to be the worst. And I mean worst
Yes.
thing I've ever taken. And I've taken it a few times. Bro, it's
a
always,
sharp pain.
Dude, yeah. Like, it's always a welt and a bruise for like
Yes.
3 weeks. I'm like, dude, no.
Exactly, and they gotta understand that the weapons add to the pain that the wrestler are already feeling from taking the bumps inside the ring. Not only that, but there's some wrestlers that will literally let themselves be driven onto the apron, the hardest part of the ring, because it has no give.
And like, man, dude, I've done thumbtacks a couple times in my career. Not as bad as people think. Hurts like a bitch, yeah.
It hurts, but here's the thing. They hurt only when they're being pulled out.
Exactly. And like, I'll tell you, like, man, I've taken a superplex off the top rope into thumbtacks.
Oh.
So, let's see. I took a Michinoku into the thumbtacks, and I gave a superplex into the thumbtacks. I totally forgot that I had to second bump into them thumbtacks. I was like, this is so stupid. But it was the ones like in the lower back into the ass area. I'm like, this hurts so bad pulling them out.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, man, I'm done with thumbtacks. I'm done with this.
That's right. Because people gotta understand too. Now you got the Legos. They gotta understand Legos also hurt like a son of a bitch, because they got those pieces that are sticking up, and either you're being stepped on them or your back's being driven completely into it. People may look at it and think, they're not getting hurt. Guess what? You're getting fucking hurt because you're getting driven onto the block.
Exactly, man.
Like, people gotta understand, wrestling is the only sport where you're going to have fun getting driven into things. You're going to be driven off of turnbuckles, onto chairs, driven onto thumbtacks, Legos, any kind of weapon that they're thinking of. You could be driven onto 4 or 5 chairs that stacked onto each other. It hurts.
Yeah.
Trust me on that.
Man, because there was when was it? It was the last year's All-Star Classic. It was when me and Zodi faced each other.
Yep.
There was a spot in the match where I set up all the chairs, put Zodi on there, and I missed the swanton into the chairs.
You did.
And man, I'm like, look, whoever says this stuff's fake, screw y'all.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
My back was
Because
killing me for a couple days.
a lot of people gotta understand, you're putting your body online, and what I mean by that is that sometimes you're gonna be driving yourself into a chair and then down onto a hard ass mat.
Exactly, man. And like, that is the one thing people have to understand. This sport, I stand by it. This has to be the roughest and most physical sport in this world. And probably you gotta be a little stupid to do it, because I mean, landing on wood and steel every.
And plus, football players can't come here and immediately be wrestlers.
No.
And there can't other players like basketball or anything. You gotta be able to take pain, because wrestling is a pain sport.
It really is, man. And like, a lot of people still be like, injuries happen. You know, it's not that bad of a sport. I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, there's a couple people that I even offered. I'm like, look, take one shot from me. Let me know how fake it feels.
Yeah, right.
How how bad it doesn't hurt, you know.
Exactly, because let me tell you, a chop in the sport of wrestling is as real as it gets.
Yep.
Let me tell you. I mean, I saw a video recently with at that Square Circle Expo where Brody King and this other guy walk up and they chop the shit out of a fan. Brody King's left a red ass mark, and the other guy was Thrasher. He walks up and he says, No, this is how you do it. Gets his hand ready and chops them.
Oh.
People gotta understand, chops are real as they can get. When you got a guy back you into a corner, or they just haul off and hit you with a sideways chop or an overhead chop, your chest is gonna cave in. Look at Kofi Kingston's chest. That was from the Big Show chopping the shit out of him.
Well, man, I just saw it with Omega commenting. It reminds me of a match we did back at New South. This was my, stupidity. I was like, man, screw it. let's just chop each other. I got in the ring. I was like, screw it. And, you know, you guys seen enough chops of mine. I'm like, I'm pretty.
Yep.
I'm about to lay him in. But I gave one to Omega. He's like, oh. He grinned at me. I was like, oh, shit. He gave me one. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to give him a grin back. Like, haha. But then we started going really at it. I'm like, all right, look, after the third or fourth one, I'm like, I'm going to cut you off.
That reminds me of at New South Show where Omega's arms got tied behind his back and he was being asked by fans to be chopped. And he gets brought up to where Sean Johns is. Sean Johns is doing this little numbers and getting all cocky and he's getting all ready to chop Omega. And Omega says, don't you do it, Sean. Gives him a mean ass look and Sean backs down. I was like, well, if he had done it, Omega was going to give him a receipt. And Sean's one of those guys that tenses up because he's took Tuffy's chops. And Tuffy has some tough-ass chops.
Yeah.
I even took Tuffy's chops. I took his and his son's. And let me tell you, if Tuffy's son ever does get to wrestle, I feel sorry for the people that's going to be chopped by him. Because his arms feel like tree trunks.
That literally reminds me of a match I did back in, what was it, 2021. It was me against a guy named Menace.
Yeah.
And that's literally, he's known for his chops. Kind of just like Omega. He's known for chops.
Yeah.
And I knew chops were coming in this match, but I didn't know the capacity of the chops. So he gets me in the corner, he lights me up with one. I'm like, it was like instant death. I'm like, oh, shit. This is like the first 2 minutes of the match.
Oh, shit.
I was like, oh, God, this is going to be a long night. But it's one of those fast-paced matches, so it was like, we're both getting winded, but for some reason his chops are getting harder when we're getting winded. I'm like, I'm going to have to, like, dick kick you or something to get you stopped.
Exactly.
But, no, man, chops are, like, one of the most basic things, but it hurts the worst.
Yeah.
Exactly. And plus, you got your own chops, too, and people got to understand you also chop hard as fuck.
Yeah.
It may not be as hard as Omega's and them's, but they're still on par to a point that when you chop your opponent, they feel it.
Well, like, man, like Omegas and Menaces, theirs is so weird because it's like a sharp stinging pain, but you feel it in your heart.
Oh.
Deep down in the cockles.
Yeah, man, but then like mine just is like if you take a belt strap and just whip somebody with it. That's what mine feels like. But theirs is like my heart just stopped.
Penetrates.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on. Like, I don't like this.
Exactly. But here's the thing, Omega hasn't fought the new Kris Krow.
No, so funny enough, we've actually talked about that. We faced each other. It's never been singles match. It's always been like some kind of 6-man or a tag match. We've talked about wanting to face each other, but then we also talked about like, man, what if we teamed together?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, nah, man, that'd be like live murder to people. I'm like, yeah, you know what, it would be, but
it would be.
It'd be a great reaction.
You'd have fun doing it.
Yeah, man. He's like, nah, he's like, I'll have fun with it, but like, man, I don't think nobody could beat us. I'm like, exactly.
But I think that either a team up or you two finally getting lock horns in a singles match would be a very fucking badass.
Yeah, dude, like me and like the intensity Omega brings and now the intensity I was bringing at the end of my run before injury, I think it would go so hand in hand, man. Like, it'd be some magic made, but, man, we would be screwed up afterwards.
Yep. But it would be the real test of your recovery, too.
Yeah, I'm like, look.
Maybe not the first match.
Not the first match. Let me get 10 or 12 in.
That's right. Get your 10 or 12 in and then see if your recovery time was well worth it. Than going up against his chops.
Get done with the match on Omega. Look, I'm retiring.
Yep,
Oh, this is it. Oh, this dude has ended the career of Kris Krow.
That's right. But to bring it all back, too, all those that have your titles got to understand something back of their heads. One day, very soon, they're going to see Kris Krow standing on that ramp or in that ring, letting them know, I'm calling my shot. I want you at the next show.
Yeah, man, and I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later. Like I said, it's going to be before this year's up for sure. Time frame is really weird right now. Because, I'm bumping in the ring. I'm hitting the ropes. Everything's feeling good. But there are always those couple days out of the week where I'm like, oh, okay, that might be a little...
Yeah.
Don't need to rush it. Like I said, recovery's doing good. I mean, doing cupping now. I'm doing rehab exercises and all that while on top of working out full on like I used to. That's helping, but there is those days where I'm like, all right, slow your roll, Kris. Don't try to come back too soon. They get taken back out for another 8 months.
Yeah, it's better to not rush it and let your shoulder naturally heal up.
Yes, sir.
And once it does, you'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people's got to understand that. Your recovery time is going great. As long as you don't rush it, you'll be back in no time. And you'll be going after whoever's holding your championships. Because right now it looks like you're going to be going after Evil Nate for the EWA championship because you never lost it.
No, man. And I'll tell you another person that's been on kind of my radar and like... These people don't think I keep up with the product a little bit. I do. I have to see who's my next targets.
Of course.
Alex Angel has been on a hell of a monster run.
Yes.
You're right.
I've been seeing something new out of him, a real cold-blooded intensity, you can say. And, man, and that's something, like, we've never faced one-on-one. It's always been multi-man matches or tag matches. But I don't know if you remember this, Johnny. Dudley, you might too. But back the end of 2023, Alex Angel's the one who took me out with a kendo stick.
Yes, he did. I remember that.
Yeah, so I still got to get my lick back on that one.
Ooh.
Exactly, because at that time, he was still part of BSB.
Yep.
They betrayed you and everything, hit you with the kendo stick while they were holding you. You never did get your lick back on him when he came back because you had other things on your mind.
Yeah, man, and like, I got to get my lick back on that one. I got to get my lick back on, a lot of people at EWA has done some stuff that I just can't let go of, unanswered, So if you ask me who my target is, each and every person in that locker room at EWA.
Damn.
The hell yeah.
No one's
Nancy
safe.
Nancy said, hey, I tell everyone that's champ at EWA, they are only temporary champs. Kris will be back and take it.
Exactly, Nancy. I like that, yes.
Because it's true. What they don't understand is that Adrian Alexander and Evil Nate, they're temporary champs. They didn't beat you for that title. They got lucky that you had to vacate it. Because what would have happened if Adrian had to face you one-on-one? He would have gotten decimated.
Yeah, man, and like that's the thing. Adrian is actually the one I pinned to become EWA champion.
Exactly.
When I speared him through that door.
That's right. So you might say he got your leftovers while you were gone.
Yeah, he got the leftovers. But now Krow, I got to say, Kris Krow is very hungry. And I don't want no leftovers. I want the whole damn thing.
That's right. And when you do return later this year, it's going to be at 100%.
Yeah.
They all got to know. You're not going to be rushing back. You're going to let this recover. And then when you do feel 100, that's when you're going to show up.
Exactly, man. I will say this. When I won the EWA championship, I would say I was probably only around 65, 70%.
Yeah.
And that was just dealing with a lot of different little injuries. But, you deal with something so long, you just kind of get acquainted to it. Until, the adrenaline wears off, then all the pain's like, yeah, I got you now. But, man, yeah, I would say when I come back, I'm going to at least be 95 to 100% for sure.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because this time off is giving me time to actually recover, let a couple of those little things heal up on top of the shoulder. But, yeah, man, the return is loading, you can say.
That's right.
That's like literally been the thing I've been putting at the end of my post. It's loading. It's not an if, it's when.
That's right. And we can see you come back to AMW and maybe go after Marty Clay in his AMW championship.
Yeah, that's another guy, man. Me and Marty's faced each other probably a handful of times.
Yes, you have.
And I'd say Marty's probably on his best run right now.
Oh, yeah.
I know he's got his hands full with Nick Nemeth coming up. I know he just had the cage match.
Yep, with Wes Barker.
Yeah, man, he's killing it on the scene right now at AMW, and he's getting a lot of great opportunities and everything. In which Marty is one of those guys where I would love to tie horns with him again, but man, he has been absolutely grinding his ass off, especially as AMW champion for like the last year.
Yeah.
He's taking all comers and he's beat them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a good little idea to do. Also, return to AMW, face the big dog there, which is Marty.
That's right.
Go after the top.
And you also got guys like Wes Barker that you can lock horns with.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that good-ass elbow drop that he has from the top rope and a leg drop, I might say, as well. But versus your spear, I don't think he stands a chance.
No, man.
But Wes isn't holding any gold right now, so he's
You're
not
right.
even on Crow's radar.
You're right.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. Like, I've met Wes a couple times, I believe. Never had a chance to work him or anything like that. But, I like the little attitude from him he's shown towards Marty. You have to take what you want.
That's right.
That's
Can't
true.
Can't sit back and wait for the opportunities to come. You got to go literally head on to it.
I mean, there's several people in AMW holding gold right now that you could definitely go after, because there's guys like Marcus Johnson, Stan Sierra, Marty Clay himself, even tag team gold that's over there.
Yeah, man.
So many opportunities for Kris Krow when he returns.
It really is, man. Like AMW, EWA, Resolute, AWF. There's another show, PWA up in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yep.
I was killing it on every show, and most of the shows I was at the top of the company.
Yeah.
And I think I want that all back, honestly, man. That's where I belong right there.
That's right. Nancy said, I can't yell for you if you are wrestling Stan Sierra. His spirit is better than Roman Reigns. She's saying that your spirit is way better than Roman's.
I mean, that's no secret.
I mean, it's true.
It's true.
I'd have to say that your spirit is on par with Braun Breaker's, how he runs and throws himself.
100%, man. Like that. Like the way I try to do my spear is completely different. So, like when I first started using the spear, at first I was trying to use the swanton, and that killed my back every night. So I was like,
I remember you doing swanton because I remember that you put someone through a table at a hardcore habit.
Yeah, it was Tony Corral.
Yep.
Man, that idea was stupid.
From
looks good.
From the
Yeah, it looked
outside
great.
to the tables and into the gym floor.
Yeah, man, like when I got to the show, my mindset was like, I'm going it all. Screw it. You only live once, live for the moment.
Yep.
I did it. I was laying on the floor and I was like, screw this moment. This was stupid. I like my back, my ass hurts. This was stupid. But no, it was man, that was like one of the highlights of my career so far. I've done the swanton there. I actually, back in August of last year, I hit the swanton off at the top of a steel cage.
Yep.
That was the last major one I did, because I'm like, you know what, this isn't, my tailbone's not thanking me for much for this.
Yeah.
But no, man, it's like, when I started doing the spear, it got to a point where I'm like, all right, now I'm just stiffing people. So I was like, I'm pinning the guy 1, 2, 3, but I'm hearing them like, I'm like, oh, damn. My bad. But then I'm like, you know what? I want it a little bit have finesse, So with the finesse, all right, that comes from Roman. The stiffness and like the intensity.
Yeah.
Let's go, Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
So now it's like I've mixed them all up where you're gonna feel it, but it's gonna look more prettier.
That's right.
So I think that's what gives me a little bit more of a different feel to it.
Nancy said that your spear is mean.
Yeah. That's literally what a lot of people call it, intensity, very intense or mean. And I mean, that goes for any move you got to do. If it's a finisher, make it look good. Make it look
Exactly,
great.
and that's why it's called a finisher. If it's treated like a signature, then what's the point in doing it?
Exactly, man. Like not that many people has kicked out of my spear. That's the thing.
That's right, because you got to protect your finish.
Yeah, that's like, who was it? Baron Corbin's End of Days.
Yeah.
No one kicked out of that for like 7-8 years.
That's right.
Until I think it was McIntyre at Mania.
Which sucks.
Yeah, but man, the spear has become one of my things. Like there's a couple times out of the last couple years where I try to switch my finisher, but everyone's like, nah, the spear is your thing. I'm like, all right, well.
That's right.
But like, man, if you remember, like the end of my run before the injury, I was hitting a lot of swantons, and I was hitting a lot of crazy stuff, But it got to a point where I'm like, you know what? Well, since I've been out, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have to keep the spear. It's going to have to be a lot of things where it's just throwing people around the ring.
And plus, the spear can be hit out of nowhere.
Exactly, man. I've hit a lot of people out of midair with the spear. I'm pretty sure one of themselves threw up under the ring after that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like, I won the match, and I looked around. I was like, this dude's nowhere to be found. Then I found out he threw up under the ring, and he's like, I left pretty much after I threw up. I was like, what?
That just shows how intense you throw your spears.
Dude, yeah, man. Like, I remember one, and I cannot remember his name. I remember his shoot name, but Christopher Phillips.
Dwayne Davis.
Dwayne Davis, yes. Thank you. Went totally blank right there.
Hey, it's all right, brother.
But it was my debut for EWA in Frankfort, Kentucky. And I speared
I was there for that.
Yeah, man. I speared him so hard that I felt bad.
Oh, shit.
Bro, I gave him a Falcon's arrow, then I hit him with a spear like a minute later. And when I'm hitting him, something was making a weird sound noise. I was like, oh, maybe it's just the building or something. I'm like, all I hear is, I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm just hearing the 3 count. I'm like, all right, yeah. And the music I came out to was that hard rap. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm grinding. And I'm like, where's Dwayne at? And all I see is his head pop out from under the ring and crawling. I'm like, all right, whatever, Well, I see him like probably a couple hours later, and he's like, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I threw up under the ring and I straight up left and didn't tell nobody. I was like, nah, you lying. And he's like, nah, man, there's vomit under the ring. I was like, you sick fuck. But no, man, yeah, there's sometimes I get a little too excited with the spear.
Yeah.
But nah, man, it's just, you gotta bring it. I expect people to bring it too. Like, the best spear I've received was from Rhino.
Nice, the gore.
Yeah, like, I think you was there.
I was.
Yeah, man. The thing is, he turned me inside out.
Oh, I bet.
And I was like, man, I'm gonna really, like, backflip the hell out of it. I didn't try. He just hit me that hard. I was like, yeah, I flipped, and I rolled out the ring. I was like, this dude here. I was like, I thought I was bad.
That's what they call it, the gore.
And somebody's like, yeah, how does it feel? I was like, I don't want to hear you. I literally looked at a few crowd members. I was like, I don't want to hear y'all say shit about mine.
But that just shows that Rhino knows. You're going to spear someone, you bring it.
Yeah, man.
That's why they call it the gore. 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 Because he will gore the hell out of you.
Yeah, dude.
And
like,
he will do it with gusto.
And I'm like, that's the thing about, like, that's, like, probably the hardest I've been hit with a spear. And I've been hit with a few different spears, but Rhino, 100% top of the list. But it was a pretty cool moment, too, man, from him being ECW, WWE. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, taking the gore. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Hurt like a bitch, but, whatever. But, man, I remember, and then this is, like, a totally side note, but, like, there was a freak accident almost happened. TCW.
Yeah.
This was, I don't know, a couple years back. It was some tag match, and honestly, I cannot remember who I was facing. He had a lifeguard gimmick.
Oh, Lifeguard Ross.
No.
A different lifeguard.
Izzy Vader?
Oh, yeah, Izzy Vader.
Yeah.
That's
so we get to a point in the match where he superplexed me. I don't know what happened. It was just a freak accident. He didn't get me all the way up.
Oh, shit.
It turned into a brainbuster off the top rope.
Oh, shit.
I don't know where the match is. I don't know if it was recorded or anything, but you literally see me in the ring doing this, and I'm like, okay, I'm still got my feeling, all right. I was like, that was sketchy, all right. But man, there's been a couple times where I'm like, oh shit, man, I broke my neck.
Yeah.
So now I'm very not lenient, but very cautious on who gives me what. And
Yeah.
I'm to a point in my career, I'm like, I'm going to tell you no, it's no.
They got to be someone that you know can actually pick you up and bounce.
Yeah, and like Izzy, I don't have nothing against him now with that. That was just a freak accident.
It
like,
was.
Superplex is such a precise move. You have to know when to do it and all that.
Yep.
But it's one of those things we was talking about earlier, man. Freak accidents happen.
They do.
That's just part of the sport. You know, it is what it is. But a lot of people quit after. They're like,
they do
this
because
hurts too much, or this is too much of an injury.
I mean, think about it. A lot of people will quit after their first injury or after they take their first risky move and it goes wrong.
Yeah, like,
one time.
That's the thing. Like, who was it? It was some show back in like 2021, somewhere in there. It was a Sister Abigail off the top rope.
Yeah.
It was pretty much my feet was elevated, and it was just pretty much he was standing on the canvas, whatever. Well, it was such a quick snap. I didn't tuck my head the way I needed to tuck it. So it was just like an instant snap this way. So instantly, it was a sharp pain in my neck.
Yeah.
And it was like everything stiffened up. I was like, oh, shit. And then, like, it took me a minute to get doing this. I'm like, all right, we're good now. But, dude, there's, like, that feeling when you know, like, oh, that could have been a lot worse than it really was. Yeah, man, it's just how it rolls. This is how part of the business.
Exactly. And plus, stuff like that happens. Like, sometimes there will be freak accidents. People got to understand that you could be the most seasoned person in wrestling, and there will still be an accident that happens. You just got to roll with it.
Yeah, man, like, man, I mean, there's an incident I just saw, like, I don't know, it was like a month ago.
Yeah.
It was dealing with the referee. You know, everybody knows about the incident.
Oh, Dallas.
Yeah. Complete bullshit.
Yep, because they should have stopped the match.
And, like, I watched it and I couldn't even watch it all because I was getting so heated about it. I'm like, dude, get your shit in. Make sure he's good, though.
Exactly.
Like,
and plus one of the guys trying to say that they didn't know, but you're watching the video and you're watching them just looking at Dallas this whole time. How did he not notice?
Yeah, like, man, people just have to know, man. It's like, it's the ring awareness. Here's the thing. It's a sport where it's very competitive and everything. Still got to take care of each other.
That's right. That's the most important part of professional wrestling. Is that you're supposed to be making sure everyone is okay.
Yeah, man. Like, I'll be honest. Like I used to not be the type of person to like put my nose in any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just gonna keep my nose clean of that stuff. But dude, like, I don't know if it's the part of the new Kris Krow, but I just don't give a shit no more.
Hey, I get you, man.
But like, I just don't have no like.
No fucks given.
Yeah, no fucks given. I mean, that's gonna have to be another shirt too. Like, keep giving me gimmicks though.
Oh, I will
That's
all
right.
day.
No
All day
fucks
long.
given, brother.
No, man, it's just like I don't have a filter anymore. I honestly don't. Some people like may look at it as like, oh, he's crashing out. Maybe, I don't know. No, bro, like, yeah, it's just gotta take care of your people, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is a dance, pretty much. You gotta take the partner.
That's right. And plus, you got the people inside back that should basically been watching monitor. Should have been sending someone out there to stop the match.
Oh, dude, 100%. And yeah, that I don't know. That incident kind of rubbed me the wrong way in a lot of different ways.
Same.
You know, and a lot of people made it clear, like, no, that was messed up. And I've met Dallas, and I've had Dallas ref my matches so many times.
Yeah.
Dallas is a
Cool
good
dude.
one,
Yeah,
too.
man, he's a good brother. And, yeah, man, that rubbed me the wrong way.
That's something where you got to understand that you got to stop a match when something like that, because there's freak accident, and then there's an accident that has a very dire consequences if you don't react fast enough.
Yeah, bro, like, it's, like I said, it's all about ring awareness. Like, you have to react the way you need to react.
That's right.
You know, luckily I've had the good things of, like, where I've gotten concussed or injured is always the end of the match. I don't know how that happens, but it was always the end of the match.
Yeah.
Like the me and Zodi match when I got concussed, it was the end of the match. But I think it was Dallas actually. He came over to me. He's like, "Man, are you good? You look dazed." I was like, "You're gonna have to ask me that in a minute, dog." I was like, "There's 3 of you right now. I don't know which one you which." I was like, "But no, man, he's a good brother, man. This is
Yes, he is. It just sucks that that happened to him. But that's what happens in wrestling. People gotta understand, wrestling can be a dangerous sport.
It really can be, man. And people have to understand that. Like, there's the risk, there's the reward.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's a lot of times it's gonna be you have to risk the risk, and like then you'll get the reward after. Mine's just backwards. I got the risk and ate the shit end of it. And now I have to go get back the reward.
Yeah,
That's true. But I think that it should help people to learn this stuff so that they, if they ever find themselves in a situation where someone's inside the ring and they're seizing up, they immediately go to the route of ending the match. Because if there had been any other wrestlers, they would have went for the finish right away. They would have at least went for a 1, 2, 3. They wouldn't have cared if they were hitting the finisher or not. They would have immediately cut that match and sought to help out Dallas.
Yeah, man. It's it's just, man. I don't know. There's professionalism, and there's like non-professionalism, you could say.
Exactly.
It's quite just that, honestly. I'm trying to like think of a good way to put it, but it's really not a good way to put it.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, it's just like if you're gonna be a part of this business, you're gonna really excel, you're gonna flourish in this business. You have to do 3 things: know how to work, push it for the fucking stars,
Yep.
and know how to adapt to situations like that. If it's someone else or it's yourself, you have to know how to adapt to it.
That's
And,
right.
The last couple times I've gotten injured, I knew how to adapt to it. I needed to, like, hey, I'm pretty screwed up. You might need to call it.
Exactly.
And that's what happened when I got injured the second time. When I got ripped back out, I literally told the referee, I was like, "Look, check this out. My shoulder's hanging all the way down here." I'm like,
Yep.
"It's out." He's like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "My shoulder's like 4 inches down."
Yeah, right.
I'm pretty. It's out.
It's time to take it home.
And dude, it was before the bell rung.
Oh.
So I was like, "Look, so check this out. I'm spreading shattering 1, 2, 3. That's it."
Exactly.
But yeah, no, man, it's just you have to adapt. And I've seen a lot of it's getting better nowadays.
Yeah.
But it's still that one incident here and there that's like it could have been avoided, but
Exactly. Plus, there are companies that maybe shouldn't be companies that don't understand having medical staff on hand to help out with this kind of thing. Maybe they should be doing that a lot, but you can't expect them to because they don't know the first thing about professional wrestling.
yeah, man, like hell, you saw it. I mean, both of you saw it last year when I had the ladder match and I got busted open. They were
Yep.
instantly getting me to the back, getting me taped up.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Closed it. That's why EWA is literally like top of my list of shows that I love doing because
That's
it's
right.
like it's security, there's medical people, there's great production, there's all the above. But what really stands out is having that person or two stand by, like ready to take care if there is an emergency.
Yes.
That's what makes it different, man. I've worked
Exactly.
some shows. It's like no security, there's no medical.
Oh, man.
There's nothing, and it is what it is, But if something happens like that where I got cut open, funny story about it too, and I'll get back to the point. But like when the spot happened with the tornado ladder, I ate it. I was like, "Oh, that's really stung."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, maybe let me check if I'm bleeding." I was like, "Oh, just handful of blood." I'm like, "Damn, man, I know Kentucky's rules."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I wonder if I can just wipe it off and be good." And I'm trying to like push pressure on it. I was like, maybe it'll stop. And it's just bleeding more. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not getting out of this." So I'm looking at one of the refs who like wore a bandana, and I was like, "Hey, man, you got an extra bandana on you?" I was like, "Give me something to stop it." He's like, "No." I was like, "Shit." But no, man, like then I got taken back, taped up, came back, finished the match, won that match, by the way.
Hell yeah.
And I think that's even when I gained a little bit more support and fans from that because they're like, man, this dude was like gushing.
Yeah.
And like he still came back and won the briefcase and
That's right.
it paid off. But yeah, man, that ladder match was. I mean, even though I got pretty screwed up out of it, it was a fun match. It was definitely cool. And the fact it's already almost been a year since.
Yeah.
It's like that's crazy to think.
And it reminds me of when Jordan Cage drop kicked the ladder into Ethan Hire's mouth and his teeth.
I actually told somebody, I was like, I feel like this match is like cursed or something, man. I'm like, Ethan's got busted up. This year I got busted up.
Yeah.
If something happens out of this ladder match this year, this match is cursed for sure.
Exactly. But that's how it should be in professional wrestling because people forget professional is part of that. You gotta have professionalism. You gotta know how to adapt. You gotta know how to respect each other. You gotta know when to protect each other as well. Because a lot of people don't understand this sport is a risk factor. So if you're doing moves, they could go wrong.
Yeah.
It all could happen in a snap of a finger. You just gotta keep on doing your thing and hope for the best and hope that the guy that you're wrestling knows what they're doing as well because you're putting each other's lives inside each other's hands.
Exactly, man. And I wish people really understood that.
Exactly.
But no, yeah, man, it's, even though the sport pretty much hurts every time.
Yep.
Dude, it's the most fun I have in almost any time, man. It's like, it's the adrenaline, it's the physicality, it's the adrenaline rush where it's like the crowd pops for you, man.
Yeah.
And I already know when I come back, man, that roof is about to explode.
Oh, man. They're going to need a new one.
Oh, yeah. Dude, and especially at EWA. And, like, a lot of the fans that's been hitting me up, it's from EWA.
Right.
Damn Skippy.
Yeah, man.
As
so I'm
it
like,
should be.
man, all right. So, I know how these shows been drawn lately. I was like, oh, this, like you said, might need a new roof after this.
And plus the champions that's there, you understand, they're just temporary holding the title.
Keeping it warm for you.
Yeah, bro.
And as soon as you come back, they better hope that they're on their A game because they're going up against a brand new, more dangerous, more deadly Kris Krow.
Oh, yeah, man. And that's the thing. Is like, I almost want to think about it is I got an animal killing instinct now where I don't care what I have to do. I'm getting everything back. It's just quite blank like that, man.
They got a spear in their future.
Oh, yeah, dude. Everybody on the EWA roster, there's a spear waiting for you.
Exactly. And plus you could run it back with steel wool as well.
Yeah, man. Like, or what's the new group he's in now?
The Steel Wool Order.
New World Order.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, NWO. Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
All right, I like it.
yeah.
All right. Everybody in that group can get it.
From Riot to James Kinnick, who, as you can see, is chopping the former EWA champion and put a dent inside of his chest.
So, I'll comment on this. So, I'm going to go for Adrian. You have a dent in your chest. I'm taking the ribs completely out when I come back.
Oh!
I'm going after everyone. When I say everyone is in complete Krow's way, that's literally how it's going. Krow is going to spear your guts out.
That's right. Because it's almost funny that he captured your leftovers after you were gone.
Yeah, man. Like, the new attitude of Adrian, I don't exactly approve of, he had the respect and the support of the fans, but, to take a cheap run out of taking Tony Corral out, then
Yep.
that was like his best friend and everything, I don't respect it. So, and that goes into play of like Adrian's on the hit list, Wool's on the hit list, Alex Angel, Nate, everybody's getting it when I come back. I've gotten to a point where I got to eliminate the threat of who's going to keep my personal belongings of the EWA championship out of my hands.
You're right.
Yeah, man. That goes for EWA. That goes for all the promotions I'm about to come back to. new and improved Kris Krow is going to take over.
And they all got to understand, they know the old Kris Krow. They don't know the new one. They think you're going to come back and be all about how you was back then. But they don't realize that you've had time to think, time to reevaluate, time to rebuild, time to find who this Kris Krow is.
Yeah, man, and like, surprising enough, like, I was never one of those people to like, meditate.
Yep.
But man, I've been recently going to a lake that's just peaceful, man, where there's no sounds, there's no noise except the waves just hitting the rocks. And that helps a lot, man, clearing your mental state.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like I said, talking to that person constantly and like, hey, remember the main goal, and meditating out at the lake and getting my body fully back into full shape and everything. I think that helps a lot too. When I get out of that mental block, oh, dude, it's game over.
That's right. And anyone that's on your hit list needs to understand you've already got their spear with their name on it.
Yeah, man. That's the spear. I don't know. I feel like I want to throw some chops now. He's talking about chops.
Oh, that's right, too.
Omega, if you're still watching, man, it's never too late to team up and really kill somebody.
That's right.
Oh, no, man, but it's...
Oh, we got a question for you here.
Yeah.
David Linville, who likes old school wrestling, asked you, what or who would be your dream match for you?
Oh, that's a good question. I've never been asked that. Are we talking about new school or old school?
Anybody.
From old school or new school.
Oh, shit, that's a lot of pressure. I'll give you both. Old school, man. Chris Benoit.
No.
Wow.
I know people gonna say some shit.
Nah,
you know,
hey, we
Yeah,
separate in the ring only.
Professional, yeah.
In the ring
That's
only.
right. And they got to understand that there's two different Chris Benoits. There's the wrestler, and then there's the guy that was on the outside.
Yeah, man.
We're talking about the wrestler.
The wrestler, oh, dude, that's the intensity and, like, the technicality of it, man. That would have been
And plus,
cool.
he has the chops as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll change my answer. No, yeah, man. No, I think him. If you want to go old school. New school, though, man. Dude, I always have to go with Seth.
Nice.
Seth Rollins, man, because I've gotten so many, like, comparisons to him.
Yeah.
Somebody called me the more, what was it, the roided up version of Seth Rollins. I was like, hold on. I was like, that's a compliment, but screw you.
Right.
I mean, that would be a hell of a match between you and Seth Rollins. We saw him and Gunther just put on a classic last night.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. Like, Seth just came back from a shoulder injury as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, like, dude, it's, like, his was the rotator cuff. Mine's just the torn labrum, and, like, it's still the same deal where he came back in, what, 6 months, 7 months? You know, I can only hope. And that was with him having surgery.
Yeah.
So with me skipping surgery, it's like, okay, maybe probably add another few months on top of what I originally thought. But no, man, yeah, I'd say Chris Benoit and, like, the new school Seth. I'd say Seth from last night, man. Seth pulled everything out last night. I like that. That was like architect Seth right there.
He did.
But yeah, man, I think that would be the dream matches for me.
Those are two great dream matches. People like to say a lot about Chris Benoit, but what they need to understand is that you can separate the artist from the guy on the outside. The wrestler Benoit was on a whole nother level.
Yeah, man.
He gave the greatest diving headbutts and the best crippler cross faces. His chops were on point as well, and his German suplexes as well.
Yeah, man, I would say almost like, I mean, Benoit was doing it for a while, even in the 90s, and I think he's maybe late 80s.
Yep.
Yeah. Bro, I think he was ahead of his time, for sure, on a couple different
He
things.
was.
And, you know, him and even Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, man, that'd be another one. Just the intensity, man, but being technically like the smaller guy, both of them brought the intensity.
Yes, he did.
But still being able to do certain things little guys can do, you know.
Sure could. That's like Chris Benoit's favorite wrestler was Dynamite Kid, and his entire career he modeled himself after Dynamite Kid. Because that's where he got the Diamond Headbutt from, was Dynamite Kid. And the one who invented the Diamond Headbutt by accident was Hardy Race.
Yep.
But that's how some moves have been invented. Like, remember the DDT was created by accident because Jake the Snake was going for a suplex, but he tripped up, drove his opponent's head into the mat. And then when people asked him later on, what does DDT mean? He just said, the end.
The end, yeah, man. It's crazy how, like, in the moment, you don't know what a move can turn into until people like, hey, what was that?
Yeah.
You instantly know, oh, I had something. They're asking about it. Oh, I'm going to give it a name right there.
Exactly.
Start, like the DDT, like the Swanton even, Jeff has even, he made it famous, but like he even took it, he's like, it was from a Japanese star. It's like how he flew out like a swan.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that makes sense. I mean, like, yeah, man, just start doing it. Like, but now the wrestlers now is almost built different, man. They're like pulling out, like Leon Slater's pulling out a Swanton 450. I'm like, how is that even possible?
And then there's guys that pull out moves that are acting like Luthez. Do you think that he was calling it the Luthez press when he was doing it? No. That came after he was doing it because it became the most associated move with him because he'd just be throwing himself on top of you and throwing punches. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin would end up adopting that, and that became part of his repertoire.
Yep.
Guys gotta understand the moves sometimes get invented by accident. The suplex itself was probably invented by an accident.
Yeah.
And the guy was going for something else, and we may never know because he hit this move, and he's like, I got it. I'll call it the suplex. And then we start getting the variations of the suplex. Moves that are done by accident sometimes end up being the best moves. DDT, by instance.
Yep.
And the spear, I think that when the first spear happened, people didn't think about calling the spear at the time.
Nah, man. Like, because you've been hit with the spear, the gore, the
harpoon.
Harpoon, yeah, man. Like, there's so
or the torpedo.
There's so many different names that everybody puts on different moves. Like, it's the ones like the Swanton. I almost gave it a whole different name.
The Croton.
Yeah, the Croton. People are like, man, that's stiff. When
sounds too much like crouton.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it does.
Funny enough, man, when I first started doing the Swanton, it was a crouton, 100%. I felt so bad. Because I really never hit it. I was always, I didn't know how to flare out, whatever. I always wanted to put my arms out first for some reason. It almost turned into a roll.
Yeah.
But, man, this one I went full on, and it was a crouton. Man, the guy was like, oh, my God. I was like, yeah, my bad. But, man, I started getting better at it. And, like, now it's so finesse when I do pull it out. It's there. Speaking of that, it's like one of those moves I'm going to have to lay back up on. I've even, like, thought about retiring it for now until maybe like a retirement match, maybe pull it out one last time.
There you go.
Which man, like honestly, independent scene, man, I probably have a few years left in me. That's just being completely real.
Yeah.
Now, get signed to a major company, totally different story. About another 6 or 7. But like, man, it's just a lot of people, man, they don't understand that the indies, it is all grind every day.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't know, man. Like, most of us have full-time jobs.
That's right.
And, like, a lot of people would, like, they probably respect me more even after what I'm about to say. Like, I work 2 jobs. I wrestle, when I do wrestle. I work out, then everything in between. So, it's like, dude, you have to grind in this thing. So when people are like, hey, how can I get in the business? Like, I actually just had somebody text me earlier, like, hey, how would I get for you to train me? And I'm like, I'm very precise. Like, I haven't yet to take anybody to train.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I've heard so many people like, oh, man, I just can't make it to training, or, oh, man, that's a long way. Or, or people will get in the business and they're like, 2 matches in, like, man, when do I get the $100 paydays?
What the hell?
Yeah, bro. Like I've heard some stories, and I'm like, yeah, shit. Like, good luck with that.
Well, this is what it takes to be part of the business.
Man.
Yeah, you got to grind because a lot of people don't understand that when you become a wrestler, you got to understand you're not always going to get paid good money. You're going to be getting a hot dog and a handshake, and sometimes just a stale ass half hot dog and no handshake.
Yeah, man. And like, dude, like, I didn't win my first championship until like 3 years in.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've heard some kids now, man, like, I never had to train them or anything like that, but I just heard stories, like, where they're not in business no more, but, like, oh, I want that big push. And I'm thinking, like, what does this guy look like? Oh, he's about 120 pounds. Really didn't take training serious. I'm like, good luck with that, you know?
Exactly, because...
Nah, yeah, man, it's just... There's so much that plays into the wrestling, man. Like, I almost say the indies is harder than the Fed.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because, man, you have to grind also, like, just, you know, pay your bills and stuff. Because you're not getting paid WWE money on the indies. You're not.
Yeah, you're definitely not getting paid the money that Dudley pays their
Yeah,
people.
you know, now there is shows, you know, that paid well. You know, don't get me wrong. But, like, if you love this for the sport by itself and you love the game, yeah, the pay is a big part of it. But you're like, okay, you know what? I'll make a sacrifice. I'll go, you know, for whatever X, Y, and Z. That's where my mindset was for the last 2 or 3 years. Like, I'm going to steal the show. I don't care if it's a good payday, payday, you know. You know, it's just, you have to love the game so much to be like, I'm going to go steal the show. Oh, well, you know. I'm going to be honest.
That's right.
There's street fights I've done, thumbtacks I've done, and the payday was it. But it's like, damn, they're going to be talking about this match for, you know,
exactly
a while. That's what it comes down to, really, for me.
It's for the love of the game.
Love of the game, bro. Like, everybody expects to be like, oh, man, I'm going to be famous and signed in, like, 6 months.
Yeah.
You got to love this sport to want to do it.
Yeah, man.
You can't just come there thinking, I'm going to be a rich man. I'm going to become John Cena level. You got to come in there with a full heart love of professional wrestling and to be able to handle the pain because you're going to have to endure the pain week in and week out.
Yeah, man. Like I said, before I got injured, like, it was constant pain every day. And, I mean, it was just from regular matches. It was even gimmick matches.
Yeah.
It was just back pain, neck pain.
That's right.
But, you know, some of us kind of started getting acquainted to the pain, so it's like, oh, okay, this is part of everyday life.
Yep. You build up the calluses on your back that allow you to take those bumps every time.
Yeah, man. Like, the first bump I took this morning, I was like, shit. I was like, I'm going to need a minute. Then I started to get, I think I trained for like an hour and 10 minutes or something. And honestly, I think I hit the ropes about maybe 60 times. It took probably about 20-something bumps, you know.
Yep.
Then my back's like, oh, okay, we're back. Now we remember how we're doing this. All right. But
because you definitely got to build up those calluses back because once you're taking a while where you couldn't do it, your back will forget. But once you got that flow going back, it's smooth sailing from there. Dave Linville, you're right. They do make sacrifices because some wrestlers, they have to sleep inside their cars, might sleep inside some dirty-ass hotels, maybe spend the night at a friend's house because they ain't got nowhere to go for that night. It's all about paying your dues because you start out from the bottom. Yeah. You never do start out at the top.
Oh, man, like, that's the thing, I'm sure. Like, there's been times where I've done shows that's, like, 4 or 5 hours away, and I'm like, I do the show, they end around, like, 10:30, and I have a 4 or 5 hour drive back.
Right.
There's been a few times I had to stop and rest there and take, like, a little hour nap, 30-minute nap, just to kind of get me going again.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of sacrifices that play in the wrestling, man. Like, I'm always the type to be like, anything like, I don't know, 5-6 hours, I'll always drive it back. Anything above that, I don't know, we get a hotel. Like, I did a show in Pennsylvania just once, about a year and a half ago, and God paid me well, but it was in Pennsylvania, so it was about an 8-hour and 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
Drove all the way there, did the show. I was like, I'm not driving back, so ended up getting a hotel. pulled out the next morning. You know, it comes with, like you said, sacrifices where you know you're so tired and hurting from the match, but you know you have to drive all these hours again.
Yep.
Now, that hotel room was probably more than your payday.
So, funny enough, man, that payday actually covered the hotel and a couple meals.
Nice.
So, so it helped me with that and a little bit of gas to get back and all that. So it was cool. The guy who paid me, he took care of me on that. But yeah, man, it's just a lot of sacrifices. A lot of people are not willing to endure that.
Yeah.
Yep. You gotta definitely have the love for the sport to endure it, because you're gonna be sacrificing birthdays, weddings, all kinds of things that you might not have wanted to sacrifice. But if you love the sport, you're gonna make that exception, because you look at AJ Styles, for instance. He went years missing his kids' big moments, and he missed a lot of vacation days, a lot of family time, just so he could show the sport that he loves that love back in return. That's what professional wrestling is. If you love it as much as you say, you're willing to make that sacrifice for it.
Yeah.
As much as it may pain you from the family side, your love of the game is going to take more precedent over that, because you want it that badly.
Yeah, and that's like, God, I got into a habit for a while where, dude, I was working full time, but also I was taking a lot of bookings, and there was weekends where I would wrestle Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
Get back late Sunday, wake up for work Monday. You know, still try to find that time for the gym also.
Yep.
But it's like I said, it's sacrifice, and like, like I just came down. I worked all last week. Came down yesterday for a couple things. Then trained this morning. Came here. Got about almost a 4-hour drive back home. Wake up at 4:30 in the morning. You know, it's what's that about, man.
That's right. People gotta understand wrestling requires a lot of that sacrifice. It requires time, patience, and understanding as well, because there's gonna be times where you're not gonna get the best paydays, where you're gonna get maybe a handshake, maybe, or a stale hot dog, or a half-eaten hot dog. But for the love of the game, you'll be able to handle that, because you came out there, made your name for the people that may not have known you, but will be checking you out later.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys need to understand that you're getting into this business not to get a huge payday, but to get your name out there.
Well, Terry England is retiring soon, so there will be no more half hot dogs given out.
Man.
I mean, he'll make you pay for the half hot dog regardless. I mean, but I'm pretty sure Terry England misses having you there as well.
Yeah, man. Like, that's the thing. Is like I almost made EWA my like home Kentucky show.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff going on there. A lot of great talent. Like I said, everyone's getting it though.
That's right.
You know, friends, enemies, everyone's getting it.
Yep.
But no, man, like I made my debut for EWA back in 2023.
Yep.
And they just bring something different, 100%. They're in the top 3 for sure.
Sure are.
You know, good production, weekly episodes of the show.
And a whole new stage presence.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty sick. Now I'm pretty excited to see like my whole new Titantron and everything on them screens.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
man.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm pretty excited for the return. Like I said, definitely before this year's up, and definitely it's not gonna be when everybody's expecting it.
That's right. You know what? You've been here 2 hours.
Whoa.
Damn near close to it.
Good conversation, man.
Great.
That's right. You want to say goodbyes first, Big Beard?
Yes, sir. Kris Krow, thank you for stopping by, man. We're all excited to see you return. Can't wait, man. You're gonna have more titles than fucking than Monet ever dreamed of.
That's right. The Ultimo Crow.
The ultimate.
There you go.
New gimmick right there, brother.
That's right.
And everybody, thank you for tuning in.
So,
Let's say goodbye, brother.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys having me here. It was a great time. Everyone that tuned in, appreciate it. Consider this a warning to everybody, all the shows, talent. When I come back, like everybody's said here so far, it's not the same Kris Krow. You're going to get the bigger, faster, stronger, more determined, more motivated Kris Krow. Then I'm just going to make you all my bitch.
Tell them where they can find Kris Krow.
You can find me on Facebook at Kris Krow. TikTok, same thing. Kris Krow 1800 on Instagram. But yeah, man, you guys can find me there. I mean, now I'm going to start putting a little bit more training montages, you can say, out there. More updates. But yeah, big things are coming. I'll put it out there now. I'm in the process of getting new merch made.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, new gear, new music. Everything's going to be new.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Folks, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has been commenting. Thank you to everyone that's been tuning in. Kris Krow, brother, thank you for always giving us a chance to have a conversation with you. We'll definitely have you back. Big Beard, always a pleasure to have you here, brother. And guys, you can catch us tonight for the WrestleMania Night 2 watch party. It's going to be a fire time. Thank you, Nancy Roberts. She said, bye, Chris. I will be checking on you.
See you, Nancy.
So, guys, I just have one thing to say. If you're not having fun,
you ain't getting none.
Damn, Skippy. Yeet, yeet.
Nice Guy Andy Podcast.